everybody, STNS here. I apologize for the lack of uploading videos lately because, well, it's because I had to take care of a few personal things that are important, but I am here now about to make more uploads. If I have ideas, of course. As you may know, about a month ago, if you guys are aware or unaware, I shout out this small content creator that goes over 5k subscribers that goes by the name of AnderLanchiX. AnderLanchiX is basically a content creator that makes animations that are based off of Pressure, including Shed 17, and those are the two fandoms that I'm aware of and heard of, except the other fandoms that is in her bio. So pardon me for that. Anyways, if you guys are unaware, though, that basically around in the comment section, if you are a member from her channel, or should I say a subscriber from her channel, though, you would see my comments mentioning about basically starting a project that is called Project Wenda. Project Wenda is basically a project for me to basically make a model of Wenda and possibly use her to make a video of how to raise a Wenda. As you may notice from the Murder Drones plushies of how to raise your N plushie, your Uzi plushie, JV, Sin, you name it, and why not do it with a Shed 17 OC? And guess what? After maybe 3 to 4 or 5 days, it was finally done, and the video was gonna come out tomorrow. At least what you guys expected, because well, unfortunately, 3 weeks later, I made a post about stating the fact that I won't be making a Project Wenda video since it's going to be delayed because, well, I was deciding to have more ideas for this model, and the ideas of basically modifying it to have some features that go for the animations. Unfortunately, I did not do that, but I'm probably going to do that in the future, and for that, you guys are wondering, where's Project Wenda? Where is it right now? And if I'm clickbaiting. No, this is not a clickbait, so just be aware. And today, it finally happened. I am now showing my model, and it is right... hold on. Pardon me for a moment. The camera sucks. Sorry. Anyways, there she is, in all of her glory. Can you please face the... Okay, thank you very much. There it is, Project Wenda has been completed, and here is the model. Now, you might be thinking, is there anything special about it? Yes, but no, because, well, here's the thing. There are some major problems I have for this model, so let's go over to them, shall we? Number one, we're going to be starting off with the wheels up front. Yes, so the wheels right here, as you may know, though, basically, if you guys have seen in her post, though, Wenda is supposed to be the same exact model but modified by Edward, though, and as you may tell by Edward's model or Wenda's model, their wheels are supposed to be small, though, while the back is big. But unfortunately, I couldn't do that since I got overboard with the size, and I didn't know how to make the size for it because, well, I had to give him some support inside of the chassis, but that didn't work well, and I don't feel like basically modifying it, or maybe I will if I have the energy and gut to do so. Then we will go over the wheel march, or the wheel covers. The wheel covers, as you may tell, they are not lined up very well, because, as you may tell, this one is supposed to go to this wheel right here, while it goes to the rear, while this one goes to the rear end. But as you may tell, though, I misplaced the size of it, so I clinically fucked up that, so it's all on me. So I don't want any backlashes that it doesn't look exactly like Wenda and shit, because I can just fucking remove it. I don't give a shit. Then there's another major problem, is that, what's the major problem? The boiler box, yes. This boiler box right here, if you look closely, if my camera, yep, it's focusing, thank God. If you see right here, the lines right there, this was supposed to originally split open, because if you see in Ender's post, though, Wenda is supposed to have this mutated torso that was underneath the boiler box, and the boiler box splits open. But sadly, though, when I looked at the progress of it, it looked very shitty, and I didn't want to ruin it any further, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna seal it back up, and that's it. I'll probably make a different, maybe make a second Wenda, but the one that can basically open the boiler box. But then I had to change of thought. I was like, nope, fuck no, I'm not going to do that because, well, This one took, this might sound cap, but it's true. This took over like maybe 2 to 3 or 4 days to make this. Because, well, I had some major ideas for blueprints to see how the model would look. And not only that, I had to copy it. But maybe around day 4, though, I basically stayed up like maybe until 3, maybe around 2 to 3 a.m. to make this. And finally it was done. And I managed to stay in bed, like go to bed at 4 a.m. But it doesn't matter because, well, it's complete. And I had a different thought in mind for Wenda's boiler box, is that this is going to be a changeable boiler box, which means you can just remove it and then replace it with the split open one while it has the torso. Or I'll just make one that can split open and then have the feature for her torso to go up. And yeah. But pardon me, because it's going to be taking some time and I need to figure out some blueprints. So, yeah. And, oh, as you may tell, though, this coal box is what I call, but I don't know what it was supposed to be called, but I just call it a coal cart. This right here can swing left and right and go up and down and such, because I super glued this, the hitch right here so it could stay on, as long as you don't pull too hard on it. But as you may tell, right here, you might be like saying like, oh, SDNS, did you even thought about giving details for this? I did. Well, I didn't actually, no, I didn't feel like giving it details because here's the thing. This thing was originally supposed to be a storage for her face accessories, including other stuff that's random. And my face accessories, well, here's the thing. If you look over here, this is her face. Okay. Now let's just, I'm gonna explain this. It took me like maybe 1, 2, or 3 attempts to make her face perfect, but it ended up being fucked up. And this was the closest I could do. And as you may tell, her nose looked really weird, but I'm fine with it. But her face is originally supposed to be blank, which means I can put any type of face accessory I want on her, though, which is her eyes, her eyebrow expressions, including her mouth expressions. But just a note, though, this is going to be a major problem because the reason for this, they might sound outlined or look outlined and not match the size for the eyes, including the animation of it. But this is all you're going to get until I figure out how to make her face have expressions like a stop motion kind of like character you would see in movies. But yeah, she turned out very well. Underneath, if you go over here, these are the axles I gave for her because the wheels, I wanted to give it some support. And right here, if you see this piece right here, this is supposed to hold up these wheels, though, while the axles are attached to the wheels. But that's all you're gonna get because, well, they don't spin, sadly, because I'm shitty with wheels. But so don't come complaining about it because, hey, at least I tried my best to. It's not like I was like those fucking people who didn't even try. But that's all you're gonna get. Actually, though, recently, though, before I started this video, this funnel right here is not actually the original funnel. I actually have the original funnel somewhere, so pardon me, let me try search around for it. Oh, here we go. This right here is her old funnel, and I realized it was a little bit short, so I decided why not just make it a little bit taller, and the result, I like the new funnel. And as for this one, I don't know what to fucking do with this, but just, oh, sorry, Wenda. Just throw it to a scrapyard, or a smelter's yard. But yeah. Oh, and just to be aware, maybe before I shout out Enderlanchi X, you guys are aware I started to come back to my Thomas and Friends, like, fan phase, but more for Shed 17, Project G1, and Soderland. As you may know, though, if you go, like, scroll all the way to a post where I mentioned making an OC of myself, though, as, well, apparently, let's just say, at first I liked it, but then when I looked closely, I did not like it. It looked awful, and I hated it. I'm probably going to delete it, but I decided, why not I recreate it? But in a fictional model, because, well, I had a different preference for train models, and this is what I came with, and I'm going to show you my OC, And that is, he is right here. Can you please... Anyways, here is my OC named Blue Star. Blue Star is a, well... Okay, before you start saying that he looks almost like Thomas, I am aware of that, but I make sure he does not look exactly like Thomas. What was the original model for him? Well, I originally wanted him to be like a small little engine, like as you might see from the Blue Mountain Mysteries, but I apparently went overboard and made his size, like his cab right here is a little bit taller than Wenda's, but yeah. You guys are questioning what models he's supposed to be. Well, I honestly don't know, but I decided why not give him a fictional, like, train model for him, because right now, recently, I decided to make him his model look almost like Thomas's, but a bit smaller and modified. But I'm afraid people are going to start saying that I copied off Thomas. No, I did not copy off Thomas. I decided to make it inspired by, like, Thomas's model. And because I wanted to make this a little funny, because if my OC met Thomas, though, then people are going to start, like, questioning, like, which one is the real Thomas, or is this Thomas's little brother or his son? And for that answer is, no, he's not his son, nor his brother. It is just a train that basically was coincidentally identical to Thomas, but not as identical. Because as you can see, his boiler box dome is silver, and yeah, his funnel is very tall because of his preference, and his cab is supposed to be tall and a bit square. And if you're questioning what is this logo right here that says GM, that is supposed to be General Motors, because apparently he was supposed to be, I'm pretty sure if I researched, General Motors did attempt to make trains in the past, though, but that does not look like this, like steam locomotives. But I decided to give, this one a little, more of a steam locomotive that is supposed to be a promotional train for General Motors, which originally, now I'm probably going to remove those logos and replace it with a different one, and that is being a Blue Star. So I did give him a manufacturing company for this, because here's the thing. The story for this character, I'm going to be short and make sure I'm not sounding like a Yapatron, but for Blue Star's story took place maybe around the early 1930s, and he was supposed to be, I guess, the more of a first class, like a small class or average class like size, that locomotive that is supposedly used for coal mining, though. And this took place in Blue Star, which was founded in, maybe, for my information, though, for my own OC's company, it's supposed to be founded around 1929, I would say. But as for him, he became, I guess, so for me, I was going to change his year to possibly maybe 1939. But ever since the Second World War broke out, though, he was going to be designed as a troop carrier, though, for other citizens to flee the country. And as for his paint job, though, it was originally blue, but now ever since World War II came out for him, his entire paint job was designed to be all black, more stealthy-like, as he was named honestly don't know what name for him when he was a World War II train, but I don't fucking care, because I'm too lazy to think about it. But then, ever since the war ended, he finally served a purpose, though, to become a General Motors promotional train. And as for this, he never always had this, because originally he had a blue star on his logo of the cab, but then was repainted to be promotional for General Motors. But there's his design. As you may tell, though, his biofusion for his eyes, though, here is the story of why his eyes look like this, because, it's in real life, but in story. So when I was wanting to make his face, though, I realized I fucked up his eye designs, and I decided why not I just make construction paper like eyes for him, and then give him white pupils, as to make him look, like that, because it'd be more simple. And I decided, why not, if this is his eye supposed to make me represent him being blind, like his failed wide vision for his vision, or it's supposed to represent like that because it was coincidental, but he's able to see. But I was going to give him glasses, but I didn't want to draw on his face because, well, it's going to ruin it, and I don't want to freaking restart a new drawing. But as you may tell, he has 2 headlamps, including 2 whistles, and, oh, the camera's about to tip over. He has 6 wheels underneath here. But, so if you're questioning, though, am I going to try to give him a few changes? Maybe. I will probably make him designed to look like Thomas's model, but except maybe like a more of a mini scale, like he's smaller. But like I said, I'm giving him a fictional model because this is the only thing I could come up with what he will look like. And if anyone knows if this is actually inspired by a real Steam locomotive model, let me know because, well, I have not watched Thomas and Friends ever since when I was maybe fucking 6 or 7 years old. It was really old, and after I discovered Shed 17, this was during the time maybe I was 10 to 11 years old, and I witnessed Thomas basically realizing he was just a clone and a horrific, monstrous, like, locomotive. But I feel tired of talking, but anyways, there's my OC, and including Wenda, we cannot forget her. So there she is. Well, let's do a size comparison, shall we? Okay. So if you look up front, you notice, yes, like I was right. His cab is a bit taller than Wenda's cab, and maybe I should chop it a little so that way it could look a little short. Then there's Wenda's cab, which basically like is kind of correct, but a little too big, and that's why the wheel covers are basically not matching the line of it, but it doesn't matter. And as you may tell, Wenda is very longer than Blue Star because, well, of course, she carries a coal cart behind her. Well, Blue Star carries nothing. He's just a train by itself. But I thought about giving him, like, maybe a coal cart. Well, not actually. I was gonna give him, like, Thomas had. He had a coal, like, storage, like, right on the back right here. And then, yeah. And as for, this, I'm probably gonna give him some few changes, like, add something right here, what Thomas had, and including a Blue Star logo. But as for, like, maybe either way, I don't know. I'll update you guys of how he will come out for his upgrades and his modifications, including Wenda's, because, well, let's move you aside, Blue Star. Thank you very much. Wenda, I am going to probably make a secondary boiler box for her, so that way it could look maybe split open, or it's just permanently split open as for stop motion, and then give her a secondary face to basically make it blank. But either way, it's probably going to happen for maybe a few days. I'll try to think about it. But all I did is just make this so it could be a special shout-out and a gift to AnderLandGX for hearting my comment and then replying about basically saying thank you so much. And I think maybe that's what I remembered. I don't know. I'm very slow at trying to remember things. Yeah. Anyways, so for the accessories, I'm going to mention, though, like I did, the boiler box having a mutated torso that comes out, then different eye expressions, eyebrows, including mouth, and I am definitely going to give her some props. So, and the prop I mean is that, well, maybe a s'more, because as you may tell in the short, she was eating a s'more. Oh my god, trains could eat s'mores. Wait, for this, can Blue Star eat something? Could he? Okay, okay, sorry. Yeah. So that's all for today, I guess. Wait, let me feature him, Blue Star right here. Okay, there we go. Oops, sorry, Wenda. thank you all so much for watching. And Ender LanchiX, considering this video is going to be mentioned to you, if you're watching this, I hope you like how this model came out, and I hope you get to know more about Blue Star, this little small goof who is a biofuse engine who apparently is being mistaken to be Thomas's little brother or clone. But no. Like I said, he is not a clone to Thomas. His model was, but it's just modified. But as for this, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share this video to your friends who are interested to be part of a fandom like this. And if Anderlunch sees this once again, I hope you love how this model came out, because, well, let me move Blue Star aside again, because this took me, like I said, 2 to 3 or 4 days to make her, like almost a week, and I had to finish her at midnight when it was back from day 4, but there she is, in all of her glory. Still can't forget my OC. All right, I'm gonna be serious. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. What should we do to basically make the outro? Oh, you like trains?